You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere.
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy still not convinced computers are here to stay, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome to Nite Lite, ladies and gentlemen. I have something in my throat there. You know what it is? It's gelato.
I was going to say, is it gelato?
Welcome to Nite Lite, ladies and gentlemen. I'm having a little gelato. It's a Thursday night. It's the Christmas Eve of weeknights, and I'm in casual mode. It's like basically casual Friday. Just having some gelato. It's good stuff. And you know what? And it should be like happy gelato because they're open again, but this weather, I'm telling you, I've about had it. I almost woke up this morning and I was going to take a walk, and then I go out in my living room and it's raining, and I just wanted to crawl in bed. I wanted to crawl back in bed and do the show from bed. That's what the mood I'm in. Like, this has been like the suckiest spring that I can remember.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday I was wearing shorts, and I was sad when I had to put pants on again today.
You were sad. You had a sniffle while you were putting your pants on.
Exactly.
No, but you're kind of winter shorts guy anyway, to a degree.
This is getting, it's the rain's hitting your legs then. It's kind of cold. And
get your leg hair all wet.
Exactly.
It's a bad look all the way around, even in downtown Green Bay. It's fantastic. This is fun, folks. We have a great show tonight. It is great to be on the air talking with all of you, building a community here through entertainment, through movies and TV and music and comedy. Let's connect here tonight and really get this thing done, because we want to go into the weekend feeling good. There's some great movies out there. There's some big movies opening this weekend, and lots to watch on TV. If the weather is going to be like this, I say I'm going to stay in and watch TV. Checkmate, Mother Nature. That's what I say. So we'll cover all this kind of stuff tonight. In fact, it's Thursday, and that means there's going to be a popcorn pick of the week.
Yeah.
A new pick that you can check out this weekend. And making that pick will be my pal Dobie Maxwell. He is a Wisconsin-based comedian. He's an author. He did radio for years. This guy is a show business, just a workhorse, and hilariously funny. He'll be here at 6:30. We'll talk to Dobie. We'll get his popcorn pick of the week. He has a new comedy special he wants to talk about. We'll certainly bring that up as well. And then at 7:20, my pal Jim Healy Jim is one of the program directors at UW Cinematheque and the Wisconsin Film Festival. And the word cinephile gets thrown around a lot. Jim is an absolute cinephile. Like, he is. A couple of years ago on Facebook, he posted that he watched almost 800 movies in 1 year. Now, he has to do that to some extent for the Wisconsin Film Festival, but he's just a movie buff, and he is very knowledgeable and really fun to talk to about film. So we'll do that. We'll dabble into a little Gene Hackman at 7:20, maybe some Michael Mann on the heels of our conversation last night with Mike Schmidt. Maybe we'll touch on David Lynch, and he'll tell us what he's been watching, too. I know he saw Sinners. Have you seen Sinners?
I have not seen any of the big releases yet. I want to go see that and Thunderbolts.
Yeah, Thunderbolts reviewed well. It got like high 80s on Rotten Tomatoes, but I feel like they kind of grade Marvel movies a little differently.
I feel like they just did not like Marvel movies, the critics, kind of put bad reviews on them most of the time.
Yeah, but I mean, the one with
I'll admit the Captain America movie that came out was bad, so that one deserved it. But
and that, you know what, Conrad, that I want to say, if I remember correctly, got about a 50% on Rotten Tomato, and that's not panning it. It's just not fresh, but it's not like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. But anyway, it got good reviews. But Sinners is like crushing. Like, typically, folks, when a movie opens big, and let's say it makes $100 million at the box office, if the next week it makes like $40 million or $50 million, that's still considered a healthy gate and not huge drop-off. And especially in the horror genre, which Sinners is in that realm, there's an even bigger drop-off typically. Well, Sinners set a record last weekend. It made like $45 million its opening week, and it only dropped off 6% in its second week. So that is insane, crazy word of mouth. And it's a vampire film, and Ryan Coogler just has a magic touch. Everything that guy makes, whether it's Creed or Black Panther, he's got it. He's a very good filmmaker. So I'm very excited to see Sinners. I'll probably see Thunderbolts at some point, but I have to say Sinners is probably first on my list. And I haven't seen a good vampire film in a while, so I'll probably check that out.
You know, the last good vampire movie was Renfield.
Wait. Oh, you're joking. What is Renfield like?
That's the Nick Cage
spacing
movie.
out. Oh, dear God.
The Nick Cage with I can't think of his name. Let me go to the Google quick.
Yeah, go to the Google. I kind of remember that, but I don't really remember that. There is a new Nick Cage film opening this weekend too, called The Surfer. He takes his son back to surf where he surfed as a kid, and as it turns out, it's been taken over by tough guy surfers. And you might be laughing at that, the idea of tough guy surfers, because I did too. When I lived in LA, I kind of laughed when somebody alluded to the fact that surfers were tough guys, because on the surface, at least, they don't seem like that. They just seem like chill and riding waves, but they're extremely territorial. And that was news to me. That was an education. So this movie, The Surfer, I think it looks pretty good, and it got good reviews. So I'll probably check that out too. So Sinners and Surfer, I think, are on my list.
So it was Nicholas Hoult.
Oh, Nicholas Hoult. Oh, he's all over the place.
Yeah, he was Renfield's like
he played his son.
Assistant or something like that. And yeah. So it was a good movie though. I enjoyed it. It was a fun movie.
I got a Rotten Tomato that because I remember that being out but not seeing it or
on Google users 72% like this movie.
Okay. That's pretty good. Here
58.
58 on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah. That's not awful. So lots to watch, especially if we're going to have crummy weather. I know Sunday is supposed to be like 60 and sunny, so that'll be fun. But I need to get to, we had a couple of texts come in overnight from our pal Bud, who listens between 4 and 6 when he's tossing papers out of his van. I think that's how he described his gig. But these came in very early, 4:27 a.m., very admirable, Bud. Bud does more between 4 and 5 a.m. than most of us do all day. And hopefully he wasn't getting rained on this morning. He says, Pete Schwaba, man who can fart in any key. Ha! Love your show. Bud from Janesville. Boy, I already regret bringing up that fart walk thing last night. I went there, and I haven't really gone there with the show, but it was so silly to make the term is go have a fart walk. Get rid of the, it's supposed to be healthy, and you just don't need to make it clinical. It's like, you got to rip one, go outside and be a gentleman. We don't need to give it a name or a title for medicinal purposes.
A gentleman's walk?
Gentleman's walk. That's great. I love it. Bud texted us again. He says, hey, Pete, in my pocket, that was last night's question of the night. What's in your pocket? A beer bottle cap and my car keys. Probably not a good combination. Love your show, Bud from Janesville. But you know what? At that hour, I'm not encouraging anybody to drink and drive, but I don't know. Just make sure the papers get to where they need to get to, Bud. And thank you for listening, and thank you for the text, buddy. Great to hear from you. Ed in Madison says, keep up the good work. You are awesome. That might have been meant for Maggie, though. I don't know.
It could have been.
Right as we were going on the air. And then Brian from Green Bay, that's the 920, says, okay, Yoko, doing the show from bed. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I'm not above that, Brian. If this weather continues, I will find a way to do Nite Lite from my comfortable, warm bed. Because this is getting ridiculous. I don't blame you, Brian, but I'm not saying you're innocent either. All right, that catches us up. But I think we should get to the question of the night.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question. Question.
Pregunta.
Question.
Question.
Okay, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda.
Question.
Question.
Questions.
What is your favorite or least favorite emoji? We are just the emoji culture. Even in business emails now, people put an emoji at the end of something. And that fascinates me. I remember as early as 2009, 2010, whatever, if another man sent me a smiley face, I felt weird. I wasn't comfortable with that. But now, look at me, I'm Mr. Emoji, laughy face, thumbs up, disco guy. I'm like, so I've totally become part of the culture. I've embraced emojis, but I don't know how I feel about it. So what is your favorite or least favorite emoji? We're letting you go 2 ways here. You can go both ways, or you can pick a lane and tell us your favorite or your least favorite emoji. 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC, or text us on the app. Very easy to use. How great is the Civic Media app, Conrad?
It's great.
I mean, rarely, this is going to sound like I'm blowing smoke, but sometimes when I'm out with my friends having a beer, I'll just talk about how great the Civic Media app is.
You know, you just download it, you click on the station.
It's that simple.
And guess what? You can just click the text button.
It
gives you the number right there. Text in.
No excuses.
So easy.
Get to it. Or if you're listening on the stream, or watching on the stream, I should say, at X, Facebook, or YouTube, send us a message there. We will read it on the radio. What is your favorite or least favorite emoji? Do you have one?
You know, do you want me to be serious here?
I don't care.
I like the middle finger emoji.
Really?
Send it to all my friends all the time.
You know what? I went through a phase a few months ago where I had seen one too many people flipping off the camera and posting it on social media. I'm like, enough. This is stupid. Like, okay, you're a rebel. I get it. Relax, easy rider. But
yeah,
but then I found a picture. I was going through an old bin of pictures, trying to find my light blue tux picture for when Mike Strela was here. And I couldn't find it, but I found a picture of me in college with another guy, and we were both flipping off the camera. So I am a total hypocrite. I admit that. So, but I think where I was going was, I think it's funnier in emoji form. It's a funny looking emoji.
It is. And I'll say this with the, flipping off the camera. It's funny when you just are scrolling on like Facebook or something, and that's what comes up. Like, did you really have to share that to?
Right. You didn't need to post that.
Yeah. You didn't. Yeah.
You're not breaking new ground.
I will say it. Probably the most used one though is the laughing one. I send it when things aren't even that funny.
Right.
Just to make them feel better.
Ellen DeGeneres used to do a great joke about how people would put in parentheses, ha ha, after they wrote something. Like, you wouldn't have figured it out. If you have to say ha ha, it's probably not that great a joke to begin with. But, I totally get that. So that's what we're talking about tonight, folks. That's our question. What is your favorite or least favorite emoji? Feel free to chime in, and we will read your text on the radio. That's always fun. I'm already anticipating what Bud is going to say at 4:30 in the morning, or where his head will be.
The newspaper.
When it comes to
the newspaper emoji.
Exactly. I read this in our favorite hard news website, Puberty.
Here we go.
65% of people say they're afraid of phone calls.
Honestly, I don't answer phone calls that I don't know, because
I don't either.
Obviously, they're trying to sell you something or whatever.
But I'm not afraid. Are you afraid to answer?
Yeah, what if they tell me something and then I believe it?
You don't trust yourself.
I had one time that said, I think I was around, 17 or something around there. It said I was in debt. I was like, what? I'm in debt?
How do they know that?
They don't.
Who is this?
They're trying to get money.
All right, so that's what we're talking about, folks. What is your favorite or least favorite emoji? That's tonight's question of the night. It is a popcorn pick Thursday night. Dobie Maxwell will be here making that. And Jim Healy and I will talk great directors in the second hour. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll continue with this after the break, this hate picking up phone calls. I think I'm with you. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite. Great to have you with me on this Thursday on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Shiny, happy people holding. Shiny, happy people holding. Shiny, happy people.
You're listening to Civic Media. Stay up to date on the latest news and information for your local community and Wisconsin by signing up for our free email newsletter. Visit civicmedia.us/email to get started.
Tried to time that last bite of gelato with the end of the break, and it didn't really work out very well. I got got one of those headaches now. Hey, it's Pete Schwaba. This is Nite Lite. Welcome back, folks. Great to have you with me on this rainy, horrible, miserable spring day in Wisconsin. I know I'm usually like a pretty positive guy, but I've really had it. I'm done with this weather. And we were talking about during the break, and I probably should have brought this up on Monday, but it completely slipped my mind. Shadur Sanders. Oh, we got a phone call. Okay. Conrad's like, it's very similar to like when I get to a punchline when I'm with a table full of people, and right as I'm about to say the punchline, the waitress walks up, and I have to restart the whole story. So, was that for me?
Just had to I have to take some tools to the.
Oh,
the
we
box.
got problems with the phone again? I'm just gonna eat yogurt all night, or gelato. Sorry. All right. Our question of the night, folks, is: what is your favorite or least favorite emoji? Ed from Madison says, "You're awesome too," but yes, that was for Maggie. That's all right, Ed. Maggie is awesome. I kind of figured that, but I just thought it was good to read a positive text, regardless of who it was directed to. Lori from Hayward says, favorite ones. Lori from Hayward. I don't see emojis, though, do you?
If you scroll down,
yeah.
there's some emojis there.
That's kind of a funny one. It's the happy face with one eye closed and the tongue out. Now, whoever designed that is really doing a deep dive, because I don't think anyone's ever made that face. Like, most emojis are based on a face, a smile, tears coming down, whatever. This is interesting, Lori, because I've never seen an actual person make that face.
It is. I think most emojis aren't actually based on. It's like something you wish you could do, but you can't.
You don't think there's a bunch of guys in lab coats getting people to make faces and doing scientific research?
Yeah, this is clinical now.
Could be. It's like the fart walk. There we go. That's the one I like. And then she sent another one. Lori sent another one with a tongue sticking out and eyes like going all googly. That's a funny one.
I think that looks like a dog.
The tongue out one?
Yeah, the tongue out with the sad eyes kind of thing.
Okay. If you have an emoji and you want to share it with us, folks, we can share it on the stream. So feel free to do that. Thank you, Lori. Those are awesome. We've got, the phones are going haywire. What's the deal? What if we have to make an emergency call?
We probably should use our personal cells then.
No, but that's going to be affected too. Mike on the social media, he texted a microphone, a movie camera, a box of popcorn, and a star. I assume that was specifically geared toward Nite Lite because of what we talk about in the subject matter. So that's awesome, Mike. Thank you. Mike also texted me the other day, and he said, "You no doubt know Mike Strelo is from Marinette." Like, he was just having my back. But I'm like, what? Like, how in the dark would I have to be to book this guy in the show and have no idea Mike had a connection to Marinette?
And have him take the Marinette quiz.
And have him take the Marinette quiz. Yeah. No, Mike's awesome. He always helps me out. He's found us a few guests, actually, and he was an extra in The Godfather of Green Bay.
Yeah.
He was the guy who was squatting in the woods. I know, I mean, it was phenomenal acting, but he was a real sport and a great guy. Matt Harper on social media. Oh, he gives was that the rock and roll sign, the two fingers up? You got the pinky and the index finger, and then your thumb is holding down the two middle fingers. I think that just means rock and roll. Conrad, did you see Matt Harper's?
Yeah.
It's rock and roll,
rock
right?
star.
Yeah.
Rock star.
Because the other one's hang loose, with it's just the thumb and the... Okay,
I use that one.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
I can dig it. Thank you, Matt. Awesome. Rock rap artist. Love Matt. JB Thompson, guy behind the guy. Dan Davies has the best collection of emojis. Dan has been on the show. And Dan says, Coolio. If a guy uses the word Coolio, I guarantee he uses emojis.
Oh, yeah.
That just lends itself, that kind of language. And he says, Dan Davies, please share one. And I think Dan he shared a kitty cat or something. A kitty cat rocking out. I think this is just a personal conversation these two gentlemen are having on our text line. But thank you for playing, guys. Nikki Sergev, our pal Nikki. Miss her so much. Least favorite, thumbs up. She says, I loathe this emoji. Boy, that's a strong... I'm kind of indifferent. It's like, all right, it's an emoji. I don't love it or hate it, but
I
Nikki
guess
hates it.
She probably doesn't like it because instead of getting an actual answer, some people just put a...
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
I can't be bothered by actually typing to you, so here's a thumbs up. I get that. Todd Michaels says, light bulb. What's the other one Todd had on there? I like the light bulb. I don't know what the light bulb's for, though. Hey, we have a phone call?
Yes.
Who do we got on the phone?
Oh, we got Cindy from Appleton.
Oh, love Cindy. Cindy, how are you?
Pete, good. How are you?
Doing great. What's on your mind?
Well, my least favorite emoji is the poop emoji. Although
Oh, that's
it
a
makes
good
a
one.
point, but it's kind of gross.
It is gross. It's like, it reminds me like I got to go clean up after my dog or something. It's terrible.
Yeah.
That's a great. Do you have one you like or one you actually use, Cindy?
Well, smiley face, I guess, is my favorite. But, like I say, the poop one just kind of turns me right off.
It kind of ruins your day.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Cindy. Appreciate the call. Have a great night. Ronnie on the text line from the 920. Oh, he did the one with the, or maybe it's a she, I don't know, but with the eyes looking straight ahead, but the eyeballs are looking up and there's just a nothing expression. I love that one too. I also like the emoji with the little yellow face, obviously, but it has the glasses on and it's just like kind of a nothing expression, just glasses. I like that one too. Can we squeeze a call in, Conrad?
Yeah, this is Ollie from the Northwoods.
All right. Ollie, what's up?
Hi. Well, being a foodie, I like any of the food emojis.
Oh, sure.
And I'm borrowing my grandson's Android phone, and they have a ton more emojis than the iPhone does.
Oh, is that right?
But I wanted to say that because of the game last night, I didn't get to hear your whole program, but I was listening in the morning when your newspaper guy was out and about. And I wanted to say what was in my pocket was a set of keys because I have been bothered by bears coming and getting in my garbage. And so I use the key. I sleep with the key, and that way I can just push the car alarm and it scares the bear away.
Ollie, that is awesome. We got to run. We're about to get cut off by a break. Thank you for the call.
Okay.
That's you need some scary emojis for the bears. All right, we're coming right back. It's Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba.
It's time for the Nite Lite Popcorn Pick of the Week, where we recommend a movie that you'll either enjoy or won't. Here's your host, Pete Schwaba.
All right. One of my favorite times of the week here on Nite Lite is our Popcorn Pick of the Week. And I always seem to, we get some films that are popular or that you're not surprised by, and that's fine too, because sometimes they're great films and you just forget about them. And then we get movies like we've had, like with Todd Alba. I don't even remember the name of Todd's, but I have them all written down. But I love getting an obscure one that you don't see coming. So we have no idea what is in store for the pick of the week from our current guest, who is here tonight and going to make said pick. He is a Wisconsin comedian. He's also done radio. He teaches comedy. He's got a new special. He's all over the place. I think he's written several books too. He's a man of letters, and he's here tonight on Nite Lite. Dobie Maxwell. Hey, buddy.
Sir Pete of Schwaba, thanks for having me back. It's a treat. When Johnny gives you it used to be when he gave you one of these.
Yeah.
And same thing. I was great on the first time. I'm thinking, I wonder if we had a good time. You called and asked me back. I got the call from Conrad. I am delighted. So I made the cut. Thank you.
Dude, first of all, sometimes you were awesome. That was a lot of fun. And sometimes you just kind of forget. You know what it's like. You've done radio and you're like, oh, yeah, I got to have Dobie on again. So I'm glad you made the time. Thank you.
Love the show.
How you been?
It's I was assaulted in a parking lot, and it's like when you assault a comedian, dude, I'm pretty laid back. It really is hard to. And I'm a guest on a sports talk show in the Milwaukee area, and I've been walking now. I had type 2 diabetes. I got diagnosed. I've been walking 1,100 straight days of 10,000 steps a day. That's about 5 miles. So I went in there and I brought a veggie tray, and people made fun of me, and it was fun. So now it's become a tradition. When I go in, I bring a veggie tray. So I stopped at the grocery store, picked it up. I'm in the car. We've all been in this situation. It's you're right by the front door, 5 miles an hour. You're trying to leave the grocery store parking lot. There was I don't want to call her a woman. It was a female. The NFL draft just was. She would have been about a third or fourth round nose tackle to edge rusher. Large woman, and which is fine. You know what? Hey, we all have our thing.
Right.
And she thought I was trying to hit her. I'm doing 5 miles an hour, Pete, really. And she comes up and she just starts yelling and screaming and goes from 0 to I'll kill you and learn how to drive. And she's swearing at me. So I'm thinking, I got to diffuse this with humor. You know what I'm saying? She's in a bad mood. Probably had a bad life. My window's down. I said, hey, sweetie pants, are you coming on to me? You talk to me like that, you got to buy me dinner. Okay, come on now. Let's just calm down a little bit. Pete, she walks up a foot from my face and spits right in my eye. Spits in my face. Have you ever had that happen? I have never had that happen in my life. And I'm thinking, okay, this is assault. Now, do I have to go home and boil my face? Do I have to drink bleach?
Maybe.
It could be, COVID or trench mouth or foot and mouth or hoof and mouth, whatever it is. So I'm thinking, okay, this day and age, every parking lot in America probably has to be filmed. So I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna report it. Like, just look, this is not good. I'm trying to be nice here. I'm not trying to hit anybody.
Yeah.
So she got this big piece of luggage, and I'm assuming it was a purse. And I looked at her and I said, "What's that? Your feed bag?" And she turns around and clocks me right in the face. My glasses go flying. I'm laughing. I'm thinking nothing good can happen here. If I attack her, which I'm not a violent person, but if I attack her, I beat up a woman. If she beats me, I got beat up by a woman. Nothing good is going to happen in this situation. So I had to go fill out a police report, and they looked at the video. It's like John Madden with the telestrator. And it's like, well, we can't be sure that she spit in your face. And I was late for the radio show, so I had to go there. And the guy said, I saw it wasn't his fault. She spit at him. It took 2 men to tackle her down, and I had to leave. I had to be on the radio station. So I think I broke my finger. I'm left-handed, but my right.
Looks a little swollen there, yeah.
It looks like a bratwurst.
Oh, my gosh.
And then my left knee is messed up, so it messes my walk. So you know what? I'm thinking, okay, I got to watch my smart mouth. There's a lot of people that are just ready to go in the world right now.
Oh, yeah.
They're just ticking time bombs. I'm thinking, you know what? You got to shut your mouth sometimes.
God, there's so much to unpack there. I have to go back to.
Sorry to start with that, but you asked me what's happening. That's what's happening.
And that's a great intro. And but you who made fun of you? First of all, okay, you're in Wisconsin. You show up with a veggie tray and someone makes fun of you. That seems wrong. That was the first red flag of the whole story.
Well, you're radio guys. They're just friends. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
They're teasing me. They're guys on the show. So I said, hey, I'm bringing it. So I said, let's get some shrubbery, run them through the pipes.
Sure.
I dropped some weight. I've been working out really good. So it started out as a joke. Now every time I go in about once every week or two.
Yeah.
And I bring it. It costs a couple bucks. It's just fun. We talk about it on the air. It's just, hey, Dobes here. He brought his veggie tray.
You are right, though. Like, you have to be ready. Like, you almost can't. Like, I've never been, since I've been about 30, probably, I haven't been afraid to confront people. If something's BS.
Sure.
And now, I got to be honest, it's not like I'm just more hesitant because things escalate so quickly. You don't know who you're dealing with. You don't know if they have a gun. It's a terrible time to confront people.
It's under 5 seconds to I'll kill you. Okay, maybe I was closer. Dude, it's 5 miles an hour. We've all been in that situation. It's a grocery store. Move your tuchus, honey. Let's go. It's like it's cars. You got to cross the thing. But it just rage and anger. I'm thinking, okay, she probably had a hard life. I'm not trying to be, but I try to diffuse it with humor, and she was not in a laughing mood. I'll say that.
You said she went up to the window. I thought you were going to say, and we're now registered at Bed Bath & Beyond. But it went the other way, and I can't. Like, do you think you could have taken her? Let's say you guys did throw down.
No, I would say in the WWE, she would have been a light heavyweight champion. She was a big woman there, and she had the red hair, looked like Ronald McDonald with a condition. And it's just, the tattoos. And I don't want to be stereotyped. I don't judge people. I really don't. Know what? I've had a hard life. I'm just trying to get through.
Sure.
But to go from that, I'm trying to say, okay, let's have a laugh about it. I got too close. I'm sorry, but this was not a.
I'm glad you're okay, dude.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that's scary. Very unsettling to hear that right out of the gate.
Let's talk happy things, man. It is so if you're up in Crivets and somebody, I think in the city, that's why I like the hinterland. You don't get that in Rhinelander.
No.
Come on over for the Packer draft.
True. That's true.
Did you watch the draft? Now, I know you're a Bears fan. It's totally cool. But
Yeah.
every football fan watches the draft, no matter where. We happen to be in Green Bay this year, but you watch it and you just assuming your name's going to get called.
Well, I wasn't assuming my name was going to get called, but I did watch, and we talked a little bit about it because Conrad took some time off and went over to the draft. Were you happy with how things unfolded?
You know what? I just think it's cool, because we're never going to. How many people actually get to experience that?
Yeah.
And not even just get drafted in the first round, and you're on TV, and everybody's in your living room. It's just a cool thing. Most people don't get. I would love the backup punter, the Buffalo Bills draft, Pete Schwaba.
Right.
Caucasian end arounder.
I do think I've reached a point in my life where I live vicariously. I can relate to people sitting in the living room and I'm genuinely happy for them. I'm like, what a great moment this must be for this person, Except to people who like Shedeur Sanders, like we were talking about. I don't know what the guy's deal is. I don't know what happened, but that was getting a little weird.
It was, and you look at a situation where, hey, okay, his dad's an NFL coach. Well, you know what? If you had a kid, you would protect your kid too.
Yeah.
And, Deion Sanders could be a little, I look at it, it's like, I wasn't there. I don't know.
I
Maybe he
thought
said the wrong
everybody
thing.
liked him though. I thought Deion Sanders was really popular with like
I
the
thought so,
NFL
too.
alumni, but I don't know anything about it, so who knows?
And Shedeur seems, he had a good college career, and his teammate went number 2. And it's like, hey, he's got a great chance now to prove everybody wrong. Okay, I'm going to come in there and be good. So I look at it as a positive. Wish the guy well. I don't wish anybody bad.
Well, all right, let's get this popcorn pick going here, and then we'll talk about, you got some other cool stuff we have to talk about. My guest is Dobie Maxwell. He is here to make the popcorn pick of the week. Dobie's a comedian, Wisconsin-based. He's lived all over, though, but I know he loves his home state, and he's got a few things we'll get to in just a minute. But I want to ask you, like, how do you watch movies, Dobe? Are you a theater guy or at home?
I thought about this when you approached me. And I love this concept. I'm old school and I'm cheap. Okay, which I don't know. That's gonna be. And I'm from Wisconsin, so I went to a rummage sale maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and it was so funny. This married couple, they're moving out of their house, and this guy had about 400 or 500 DVDs in the binders.
Yeah.
And they were really all the guy movies, all the Star Wars, all the Godfathers, all the Die Hard movies, just everything. And I just got a wild hair up my nose, and I said, "How much for all of these?" And his wife perked up. You can have them all for $100, because she wanted them gone. You could tell that was a big bone of contention. She wanted them gone.
Right.
And the guy's like, "Oh well, that's." I said, "Well, sold $100." So before he could say no, I bought them. So I went through them all, and I figured it out. They come to about 14 cents a DVD for all these, and there's great movies in there.
Gosh.
And there's like 400 of them, and all the guy movies in there. So I'm thinking, okay, I have a DVD player is like $40 at Menards has them, and I pop in movies, and I own them. I can watch them as many times as I want to. I can put them on pause. I can change my transmission fluid. I can do whatever I want to and watch them. That's how I like to watch movies. And you say what I like to make my own food and watch them. So that's probably not the sexy answer, but that's how I like to watch.
However you do it. I mean, I know there's this big movement now to try to get people back to the theater. I'm all for that. I love going. I love going to the movies, but I probably watch more at home than I do in the theater just by way of convenience. So, no, I think that's a great answer. What's the last film you've seen in the theaters, Dobe?
Oh man, that's a really good question. It's been a while, and I can't. That's a good. You caught me off guard there. I can't.
The Godfather.
It's been that long. The Godfather, Green Bay. No, I saw that. I honestly, I think it was. I really don't recall.
Okay.
Took me off guard.
Yeah. I love the. I do see DVDs at garage sales once in a while, and I don't go to many of them. But if it's like on the way home, and I see something, I'll stop. But I rarely like the movies. Like it'll be like a 70s or like Steven Seagal movies or something. And I wouldn't even pay 14 cents for something like that. But like, I also hate, this is what drives me crazy when I'm walking through the garage sale and the owner is bird dogging me, trying to give me the history of every little item. I'm like, I'm not going to do the same thing you did with your stuff. Just back off and let me, kind of visualize this end table in the basement,
Sure.
So, but anyway,
great.
what is your, do you like, let's do this, Dobe. If you were watching a movie in a theater and a bunch of people were talking, and I run into this often in Marinette, it's either older people who think they're in their living room and they talk loud, or the kids who are in there just hanging out and wanted to pay $10 to do it. I don't get that either. But what would you do? Do you confront them or do you just kind of let it pass?
I try to be nice, and after this latest incident, I don't know if I'm going to confront anybody in my life. I'll get whacked at the old folks' home. But I like to, do the whole cough thing, like, like you got whooping cough, like, go right behind them. You try to be nice about it. It's like, shh. And some people, depending on where you are, will react to that. We all paid to get in. Isn't it fair? Talk afterwards. Go outside and talk. You don't have to.
I did that too. And Conrad, I told you this when I went to see, I think it was Long Legs, kind of a creepy movie. Okay. And I get in there and I sit down. I'm the only one in the theater. So I kind of want somebody else to show up so I'm not on my phone like I could be in my living room. So this couple comes in and they sit, I'm in the last row. They sit right in front of me. Like it's their favorite spot. You got the whole theater and they sit right in front of me. So I had to be the guy to leave and go somewhere else in the theater. Oh, God, that drove me crazy.
Now that's cool. What I would have done is just reached over and helped myself to popcorn and snow caps. taking a suck off the big Pepsi. When you sit that close, you're paying for my snacks.
I believe you. I believe that you would do that.
I would. That would be funny.
Do you have a favorite genre, Dobe, of movie you like to watch?
The guy movies, the mob movies are kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's like stuff you'd never do. And comedy, I don't know, as a comedian, do you watch comedies? I do once, it's hard to get me. Again, I love Godfather, Green Bay. It exceeded my expectations. It was wonderful, but not a lot of comedies do what the masses like.
I'm with you.
I don't tend to think it's funny. I know disrespect there, but we're comedians. We think differently.
And I'm with you. I like to watch something different typically. If there's like a new comedy that's all the rage and it's a good movie and not just a silly one line, whatever, I'll do it. But all right, we're going to get Dobie's pick. We're going to do a very quick break and then we'll come back and I've got a couple more questions for Dobe. We'll get his popcorn pick of the week and then we're going to talk about his new comedy special, which is pretty cool. This is Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
He's the greatest dancer. The champion of dance. His moves will put you in a trance, and he never leaves the disco alone.
You're listening to Civic Media. Find the latest news, information, and archives of all your favorite shows on the Civic Media website, civicmedia.us.
Welcome back. You have got Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba. It is a pleasure to be here tonight, and thank you for being with me, folks. Our question of the night is, what is your favorite or least favorite emoji? So send those in, and if you want to send a picture with your text, we can share that on the stream as well. We've got some good ones so far, and we will get to text in just a little while. Right now, we usually, I'll tell you, Dobe, usually our popcorn pick of the week is done by now. But that story was so epic. I don't mind.
Thanks, man.
It's
I'm
worth
sorry
it.
to slow it down.
No.
I have a favorite emoji too. Can we? The one
Absolutely.
with the party hat where they're blowing the noisemaker.
Right. That's a great one.
That one.
I like that one too, and I like the guy in the disco outfit who's kind of discoing. When I first saw that, I actually laughed, and now I'm the guy that shares it. So let me ask you this: a couple more questions, and we'll get your pick. Do you have a favorite movie star or someone you'll just go see a movie because this movie star or stars is in it?
Yeah, John C. Reilly of all people.
Oh, nice.
I just think that guy. He does comedy.
He's
he does
great.
drama. And he just every movie he's in, I love. And the other one is Michael McKean. He is in everything.
Yeah.
He's in Spinal Tap. He is in Better Call Saul. He's in just all my favorite movies. He was Lenny or Squiggy. Not that I love that show, but I grew up in Milwaukee. I would love to meet him and say, if you're in it, I'll watch it.
He's one of those guys. I don't know when he achieved this, or there are certain guys that get to that point in their career where everybody just wants them in their project. And he's great as an actor. He's funny. He just can do everything. And that's a great, those are
probably a good guy too. Like in comedy, it's like, you have to be the funniest. No, you got to be good in the car. If I'm riding the Marinette, Pete's a good guy. You are funny, but you're good in the car.
I'd rather be with a guy on the road who's good in the car than on stage. Because on stage, I can walk out of the room. But if you're stuck with someone in the car, it's trouble.
No, it's totally trouble.
All right. So what was I going to ask you? Okay. So what is your favorite movie snack, though? When you're watching movies in the theater or at home, or is it the same thing?
Well, in the theater, actually, I like Raisinets and Goobers because I like the raisins and the peanuts.
Nice.
It's got to be a mix.
You eat them together?
I do eat them together. And I know that's probably against the movie snack laws. And I don't know, but it's because double. It's only, it's $14 for one box. So you got to have two.
Right.
But I do like that. And at home, I know this is weird. I grew up in Wisconsin. I have an affinity for liverwurst. I just do. Braunschweiger, a Braunschweiger is great. I love it in a sandwich form, and I have a good thick liverwurst sandwich. I love sauerkraut. I know that's bad. I eat weird stuff, but that's what I like. And if I'm home watching these DVDs, I can do it. So nobody has to do it but me.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't have to bother anybody else.
You're making a face, Conrad. What is that face like?
I
don't like that food, or I do like that
My
food?
dad has been trying to get me to try liverwurst for probably my whole life, and I still will not do it.
Conrad, it'll open new vistas in your personality.
What is it? What is Braunschweiger too? Is that just sausage?
No, it's liverwurst. It's liverwurst. I don't know if it's the German word for it.
Okay.
But it's just like Usingers. It's a good Braunschweiger. Like at the store, they have the cheap ones. I don't know what part of the pig or any other critter that they chop off, but Braunschweiger means the creme de la creme.
Probably best not to ask questions.
No,
I did that
enjoy.
too. Whenever we would come to Milwaukee, my mom's family it was from Milwaukee. The Murphys were were from Milwaukee, and my Uncle Pat would use my mom's brother would put the raw hamburger with onions,
cannibal sandwiches,
and salt and pepper on rye bread.
Yes, sir.
And I tried one just to try it, and I don't know why people eat that. Is it a badge of honor? Is it kind of like...
Well, I think it comes from about 14 Pabst Blue Ribbons, and it's just washing your mouth out. But what I like to do, that's a New Year's Eve tradition in where I come from, in Wisconsin.
Well, that I get. Yeah, if you make an event somehow, but just eating
I'll eat it
really?
24/7.
All right,
I like it. If I'm going to the electric chair, that's what I'm having. Cannibal sandwiches, liverwurst.
And everybody at the prison will be like, what did he ask for?
I'm glad he's gone.
Yeah.
I'm pulling the switch myself.
What about the movie, Dobe?
Which one did I pick?
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry. What about if you're at the movie? What's your favorite? Oh, you told me raisins.
No, that's okay. Goobers and Raisinets together. Got to be the peanuts and the raisins together.
We got a text on the stream. PJ says liverwurst is, and then emojis, green face.
Give me the bar face.
Puke emoji. And then he says those are also my favorite emojis. All right. I think we're ready. Conrad, drum roll, please. Let's get Dobie Maxwell, comedian Dobie Maxwell's popcorn pick of the week.
Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking, Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh, nice.
Burt Reynolds, Jackie Gleason.
Awesome.
1970. Here's the reason I picked that. Now, most comedians, you seem like a normal guy, Pete, and I really respect you, and I like you, and I think you're really funny. Most comedians are just whacked out. I mean, they say, that whole troublesome childhood. I call it a dented can. My dad was a biker. I was raised by my grandparents, and my grandparents fought like cats and dogs. And the reason I say Smokey and the Bandit, one of the only times I remember all three of us getting along in the same room, I was about 15 when that movie came out, and they took me to see it. So, and we all laughed. Everybody. And that movie's got everything in it. It's got car chases. It's got the hot chick, Sally Field. It's got jokes. It's got country music. It's got everything you like. Burt Reynolds is the hot guy at the time. Not that I was interested in that. But I just watched it in my stash that I bought. That was in there. I watched it about a week ago. It still holds up. And from Jackie Gleason and Buford Justice, the lines in there to go from Ralph Cramden to Buford T. Justice. That's some range. And laugh out loud to this day. I thought it was hilarious. I love that movie.
My favorite line is a Jackie Gleason line from that movie when his kid says he has to let him off on the side of the road to go pee, and Jackie Gleason says, "Well, give it a fast shake." It's just, I don't remember much about the movie, but I do remember laughing hysterically when it came out. And I've got a Burt Reynolds story for you, Dobe. We could do after the news.
Let me hear it. That'd be great.
Let's do it. We'll do the news, and Tricky Nicky on the text line says, we've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. And then a thumbs up emoji. Fantastic. Thank you, Tricky. All right, Dobie Maxwell is here. The popcorn pick of the week is in. It is Smokey and the Bandit. We're coming right back. I'm going to tell a Burt Reynolds story, and then we're going to talk about Dobie's new comedy special. That's all coming up after intermission, where Nite Lite, where Civic Media's news team, keeps you informed.
Every time I see you falling,
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.